Yo, 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 good morning. Another great maggot-free day above the dirt, Jersey Shore. Check it out. So, today's video is called When in a Meditation Pose, Don't Be a Poser. So, unfortunately, many are doing just that. They're just posing. I've been there. Many others have been there, so don't take it personally. Don't be hating. It's part of the process. Everything I say critically is simply some part of the process, and I've been through it as well, right? So don't hate the messenger. I'm just a spiritual friend on the path, trying to share experience so other people don't make my mistakes. That's really my motivation. So what do I mean by this, being a poser? Well, I spent many years doing retreats, long-term sitting. I'm talking, from, early in the morning, getting up at 3, 4 a.m. till, 10 at night. I mean, not consistently, but, 2 hours here, walking, 2 hours there, Dharma talk, 2 hours walking, back and forth. But I've spent a lot of time sitting. And I know the discipline of participating was important. In fact, I think that was really the most important thing, as well as seeing really what I was supposed to be doing as opposed to what I was actually doing. You know what? And I'm not convinced that during those long, extreme durations and conditions that anybody's really doing what they're supposed to be doing the whole time. And that's normal. But I think that also has a detrimental side to it as well. And, the greatest assessment is to observe the people that you're sitting with and see their behaviors in daily life rather than how stoically they might be sitting for long periods of time. There's a lot, actually, everything, in my opinion, is about quality versus quantity. And so to be a poser, and a lot of people are don't hide this fact. When I was new to meditation, I'd go up to people and I'd be like, man, you sat so rigidly still and stoically for that whole time, didn't move one iota. You must have had an incredible experience. And when they're honest, they would say, no, man, I was thinking about the vacation I'm going on next week, or I was itemizing my shopping list for after I left the Zen Center. So posing means it doesn't matter how we look while we're doing something. What is the quality of the experience while we're doing it? And one of my most important themes in my teaching, in my own practice, is bad meditation is good meditation. And what I mean by that is bad meditation, if you're present for it, if you're completely present from start to finish and keeping your awareness on the fact that what you're doing might be considered shitty meditation, meaning the whole time your mind's straying and you're redirecting it back, you're opening your eyes a little, taking a peek around, but coming back to the fact of concentration and awareness on what you're supposed to be doing and aware that you're not doing it is exactly what meditation is, to be present for exactly what's happening. Now, it doesn't mean we don't try to cultivate the ability to not have that happen. It simply means when it does happen, we don't immediately judge it as bad meditation, and we realize, if we don't get caught up in it, it's actually good meditation. So meditation's not to create some good, positive experience. The positive, quote, experience, if any, is to just be there for what's not positive. So, and a lot of people are so attached and hung up to how long they sit rather than what's going on in that sit. There's this arbitrary, artificial perspective where the timer's set on 30 minutes or it's set on 40 minutes or it's set on an hour or whatever, and we create this threshold, this ideal that we think we should live up to, and we do it at all costs. Now, I'm not saying that can be the worst thing we do. Everything serves a purpose. The mistakes, the pitfalls, the difficulties are the foundation of our transformation. So, but what I'm saying is 5 minutes of deeply intense presence with whatever's happening will take you much farther than a half an hour of forced, artificial, I don't want to call it meditation, of a forced artificial posing that the only result is really, I sat for a half an hour. Now, if you sit for that half hour during it's bad meditation and you're present for it all, that's great. So then we've brought quality into the quantity we're trying to achieve. So that's fine. But to get quality and quantity really takes baby steps with small incremental steps. 5 minutes turns into maybe 6, turns into 8, turns into 10, turns into 14, whatever it is. But the quality, we can always turn quality into a greater quantity. It's very, very hard to add quality to quantity, right? And this is not just in the Buddhist tradition. In the, Bhakti tradition, Prabhupada said, for serious practice, chant 16 rounds of your mantra every day. And again, people get hung up on the goal of achieving 16 as opposed to the quality of the 16. So what good is achieving a goal of longevity or quantity when there's no substance, sincerity, or authenticity to it? And again, that's subjective to each person. You have to decide, are you sacrificing quality to meet a goal of quantity that has been established? And I'm not saying the reason it's been established is wrong, but it's an established reason. Most of our established reasons are by people that have gone through the process already, and have passed it back or paid it forward to us. So when someone says, Jeff, you need to chant 16 rounds, that's not coming from a beginner, that's coming from an advanced person. When someone says sit for an hour, well, yeah, that's more beneficial than 5 minutes if you're completely present for the hour, but that's coming from an advanced meditator. So we must realize our progress goes slowly. And the cool thing is, every now and then we suddenly realize how much progress we've slowly made. But we can't rush it, and don't get hung up on some kind of end goal that at the expense of getting there. So I hope this was helpful. Have a great maggot-free day above the dirt. Peace out.